So, we've had a pretty decent start to life at Monaco in Ligue 1 in France, but today we are away from home against Paris Saint-Germain. I think we might get beaten, just hopefully not heavily. Hi folks, welcome to the video and let's get straight into it. Let's go through the games that we've played since you were last with us yesterday. Yesterday's episode was Braga at home in the Europa League and Marseille at home in Ligue 1. A 3-1 win against Braga and a 1-0 win against Marseille. After that, we followed that up with a 3-3 draw against RC Lens. And this was a frustrating game, it really was. Bart Verbruggen did not have a good game. Of 5.9, he was in the red. We went 1-0 up through Vanderson with an Andre Santos assist. But then Andy Diouf equalised to make it 1-1. But then before half-time, Barashino from a Golovin corner and Vanderson from an Embolo assist put us 3-1 up. And we were looking pretty good at that point, I've got to say. I think RC Lens had only had, one, maybe two shots on target at that point. I think it was just the one. But then the second half happened and they scored 2 goals in a space of 13 minutes. 3-3 it finished, and yeah, Verbruggen did not have a particularly good game. Quite a few players didn't have a good game, to be fair. Enrique also another one. And yeah, it was a disappointing collapse to concede them 2 goals to draw the game 3-3. Then we played Ferencváros in the Europa League group phase. A 4-0 win in this game. We looked very good, very comfortable. You can tell that by the stats. 10 shots on target, 26 shots at goal in total, an XG of 3.88. Vanderson, Navarro, Vanderson and Vanderson. A lovely Vanderson hat-trick. Without a doubt, the best game Vanderson's had for us since we've been here. Navarro was in the team as well in place of Golovin. Embolo did have a goal disallowed as well. And yeah, all round it was just a really good performance against a pretty poor Ferencváros side, I have to admit. Then we played Nantes in the Premier League, in Ligue 1. 3-0 win in this game. And again, we were all over them. 13 shots at goal, 25 shots in total, an XG of 3.66. We actually underperformed our XG there by only scoring 3 goals. But it's the inconsistency of Vanderson that troubles me, because he was pretty ordinary, I suppose. But Navarro had a good game, getting an assist, and Bolo Santos with 2 goals. And yeah, it was just, again, another very good game. Espinosa has been in for the last couple of games as well. As a result of that, in terms of Ligue 1, that keeps or puts us in second position on 32 points, 2 points behind PSG. I've got a feeling it's going to turn into 5 points after today. And 2 points ahead of Nice. Most importantly, though, we are 9 points ahead of 5th place Marseille. Top 4, as I'm going to keep telling you, is the aim. But look at this. PSG just win this league. Pretty much. I mean, Lille and Monaco there as exceptions. But other than that, since 2012, which is 17 years, with the exception of 2 seasons, PSG have won it every single year. What I would love to do is be able to win it again. Obviously not this season, but win it again and maybe even retain it. Depends on how long we're with Monaco, of course. But yeah, that's what Ligue 1 looks like. In terms of the Europa League, if we have a look at that, we are 8th at the moment. We're in the automatic qualification position at the moment. What quite surprised me with this is the fact that Mould, 4 games, 4 wins. I mean, who have they beaten in them 4 games? Hanover, Anderlecht, Braga and Ludogorets. So, I mean, you could argue they've not beaten a great deal of teams. Today we play Osijek, who are down here in 34th position out of 36. This is, and Ferencváros are only 1 place above them. We have to win this game. If we win this game, the fact we're on 9 points and the team in 25th are on 3, a win today would all but guarantee us a place in the next round. It wouldn't guarantee us, but you'd be unfortunate not to qualify with 12 points, put it that way. The other teams we've still got to play in this, we still have to play AZ Alkmaar, who are 9th, Union Berlin, who are 16th, and I can't remember who the other team is. Let's have a quick look. So we've got AZ Alkmaar, Trabzonspor and Union Berlin. So yeah, Trabzonspor as well, they're doing pretty decently as well. Yeah, they're doing exceptionally well. They're 3rd. 3 wins, which have been against Utrecht, Osijek and Ferencváros. So again, games you'd probably expect them to win. And a draw against Braga. So yeah, we're in a pretty decent position. What I did want to show you as well, I talked about it in yesterday's video, but never actually got round to doing it. And that's showing you FC Tokyo. I had a quick look at them just to see how they're doing, because in terms of the J1 League, it is pretty much the end of the season. Got a few games to go. Tokyo have won the league. They're 13 points clear of Osaka. Sapporo behind them, Shimizu behind them, and then Kyoto. I mean, Sapporo, Shimizu, and Kyoto, I can't get my words out, put my teeth back in. They're all on the same amount of points, so that's very tight for the Champions League rate spaces for them. But yeah, Tokyo have done what you'd expect them to do by winning the league. Mao Hosoya is third top goal scorer with 14 league goals. Krastev is one of the highest average rating players. Yuki Kita, one of the top, second for assists. And Nozawa tops the charts for clean sheets. Krastev also third for player of the match. So they're doing pretty well. What then surprised me was when I actually looked, I thought, let's have a look at what tactic they're playing. Because we obviously played the 4-2-3-1. And when you look at the tactics, like, oh, it's disgusting. They're playing a 4-4-2. And this has changed slightly because the last time I looked at it, Iguchi was up top, Hosoya was on the bench, and it was Iguchi and Kobayashi as the top two. But bear in mind, they've had the summer transfer window or the mid-season transfer window. They've still got Nozawa in goal. Ha is left back there, Morimoto right back, this guy here along with Seko. Then Prisbrek, Kita, Fukui, Iguchi, Hosoya, Kobayashi. That team looks different to, like I say, when I last looked at it. But what's interesting as well, when we look at the transfers for them, and in terms of transfers out, we left around June times. Yeah, we left there when Krastev was sold to Leeds for $8.5 million. Prisbrek, we had agreed to sell him, but they've obviously, Prisbrek, I think, turned it down because he wasn't that keen anyway. But since then, they've sent Kawasaki out on loan. Nakamura has been sent on loan to Yokohama. Matsunaga has been sold to Hertha Berlin for 4.1 million. Tsunemori was one of their youngsters, as was Minamani. Then Yuji Barada has gone for 3.5 million, rising to 4.6 million to Werder Bremen and Riku. Now this confuses me as well because on the 4th of August, Riku Tsunemori was sent on loan to another Japanese club, and less than 3 weeks later, he then joined Yokohama on a permanent transfer. So he weren't on loan for very long before Yokohama picked him up for 88,000. Then you look at the players they've bought. Iguchi, Sasaki and Kita are players that we had already bought ourselves. Since then, they've spent 20 million on 9 new players. I mean, they've basically done open heart surgery on a squad that really didn't need it. But fair play to them, they've been spending money. Ibrahim Diarra for 2.3 million. This guy here, I'm not going to even try and pronounce his name, for 2.7, rising to 3 million. Another Nakamura for 4.5 million. Shibua for 2.8 million. I mean, they raided Gamba Osaka, didn't they? Getting two players for them, giving them 5.5 million in total. 1.8 million for Matsuda, for Kui for 2.2, rising to 2.7. They've spent a lot of money with the new manager. And to be fair, in terms of the league, they've seen it out. In terms of the other competitions, let's just filter the competitions down. So the League Cup, they went out in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. That was in September. So yeah, they went out to Kawasaki in that competition. I think we'd beaten Oita, Yamagata. I think we'd done the first leg. We didn't do the second leg. So they won the second leg 2-1, but then went out in the quarterfinals. In terms of the All Japan Cup, out in the semi-final to Kawasaki in that one, losing 2-0. That's their little run that they had in that. So no cup competitions, just the J1 League form this season. And then in the Champions League, obviously this is the bit that we done where we won it. And they're doing well in the group. In their group, they've got Ratchaburi, Daegu, who we beat up here. This team here as well, Huabel. I mean, I've given it a shot. Yeah, they look like they're going to be qualifying from their group. No problems at all. Yeah, they've qualified from their group. So they're doing okay. What we'll do is we're checking again with them this time next season, so November, December time, 2030, just to see how they've managed to do there as well. But in the meantime, in terms of the schedule, let's get back to what we're doing. We've got PSG first up today away from home, and then we're away against Osijek in the Europa League. So, yeah, there's no more transfer news or anything like that for me to bring you up to speed on. So let's just get straight into the first game against PSG. So here we are at the matchday centre then, and injuries are still a thing. They're happening. We have Bobek has joined the injury list. He's out with a broken finger for a couple of weeks, and Vanderson is out with a hamstring for 3 weeks. Basically, it means that we are missing the entirety of our first choice front three. This would normally be Abel Ruiz, this would normally be Vanderson, and this would normally be Garcia. So without our first choice front three, like I say, and without our backup goalkeeper. So we're not in great shapes going into a game against PSG. Hopefully Verbruggen doesn't have a nightmare like he had last time, or in the 3-3 draw against Lens. But the team we go out with: Verbruggen in goal, Enrique left back, Singo right back, Barashina and Vandenberg in the centre of defence, Fofana, Musa and Santos in the midfield, Golovin, Navarro and Mbolo up top. Dorian Kors has made a couple of substitute appearances in the last 2 games because we were winning them quite comfortably. We brought him on for half an hour to get a bit of game time in him and see what he could potentially do. And while he hasn't scored, he looked reasonable, to be fair. So we will continue to have faith in him. Here's PSG. They did lose a game now. I'm assuming that must be the Champions League or something. But, I mean, Vinicius Junior and Mbappe, I mean, it's just disgusting, isn't it? I mean, yeah. Part of me thinks we're signing our own death warrant by staying on positive. Maybe we should be cautious or at the very most balanced. But, yeah, I mean, Zaire Emery, you got Ake, Hakimi, Donnarumma. I mean, it's just a disgusting team that they have, to be fair. Nuno Mendes as well. Man for man, they are better than us without a shadow of a doubt. And to be fair, the first half an hour, it's been very quiet. It's not been a highlight. I wouldn't mind if there's not a highlight for the entire 90 minutes, to be quite honest, because then that means we've escaped with a goalless draw. And that would be very nice for me. We're not, in terms of ratings, particularly playing well. But I'll tell you what, we've got to half-time, 0-0. We've not been completely undone by PSG. We've both had 1 shot on target each. They have had a better XG, more possession, better passes completed. But I'm quite happy with that. Another 90 minutes with no highlights. I mean, if this results in a goal for us. Fofana gives it to Musa, to Golovin. He loses it but it goes to Enrique, back to Musa. I mean, our midfield is really good. Our midfield is really good. Fofana, Musa, Andre Santos. If them 3 can pull the strings for us and control the game, then we do stand a chance against anybody. But PSG is just so scary. There you go. They've won the ball from Fofana, I think it was. And this is likely to be one that it's not. Mbappe's missed. He has got a bit of a knock, Mbappe. As you see, he probably needs to come off. If that was me, I would be taking him off round about now because he looks like he could get a proper injury if we don't do something about it. Right. Here we go. Next highlight. Vandenberg to Andre Santos. Back to Vandenberg. Back to Santos. And Bolo, who's got a knock. Fofana goes out to Singo. Navarro puts it in the box. Oh, it's 1-0. Andre Santos. Oh, I said that midfield is good. Oh, God. The immediate... I mean, let me enjoy it for a minute, please. Do you really need to do this to me? Oh, we won it back. No, we're giving it away again. I mean, that's just stupid, isn't it? You win the ball back. You're playing against PSG. Why are you being so careless with the ball? I mean, hopefully they don't score from this, but I'm not hopeful. There you go. Oh, this game. I mean, we took the lead. It couldn't even let us enjoy it for a minute or 2 minutes. Right. And Bolo has got a knock. Golovin, again, is just not playing well. I really don't like Golovin out wide, but we don't really have much of a choice. We'll take him off. Fofana is not in the best of forms in terms of this game. If we put Santos there and Puxtas there, I think that is slightly better for them. Even though Santos is the man that's got our goal. But yeah, it's 1-1 at the moment. Again, we're just giving the ball away. I can't really complain about losing the game either because, like I say, we are away from home against PSG. And we've given a penalty. I mean, we're just hitting the self-destruct button. It's not as though PSG are even beating us. We're giving the ball away all the time. We're giving a penalty away. I mean, and Mbappe's obviously going to score. I hate Mbappe. Right, here we go. 2-1. There you go. Well, we was able to dream for a little while. You know, we kept it even up until the 71st minute, really, with a slight where we was able to score. But we're going to bring on Dorian Cords. Why not? Give the lad a chance. I think Muniz can come in for Vandenberg as well. Make 3 substitutions. Like I say, it was always destined to be a defeat. But like in the game against Villarreal, it's about how you lose. And if we'd turned up here today and just got smashed 5-0, then that would have been a really poor result. 5 minutes of time to be added on. I mean, they're probably going to make it 3-1 now. 2-1, 3-1. I'm not actually too downhearted by this defeat. It is a shame because we did take a lead and we have been our own worst enemy in terms of when we've conceded goals. But overall, I think we can be pretty pleased. We've not been massively outplayed or anything like that. We've been beaten 2-1 away from home against the best team in France, without a doubt. So I'm going to say I'm happy with that defeat, if you could ever be happy anyway. Right, let's move into the next game against Osijek. Hopefully, a win in that game. Okay, welcome back. Couple of quick updates for you before we get into the game against Osijek. An Munoz, who's our left back that's been unhappy because he's not getting regular play time and all this sort of stuff. He came to me saying that he's homesick, he's not happy in this country, all this sort of stuff. So I agreed to sell him. And Shanghai Port have come in for him. Shanghai Port from China, and we've accepted a £5 million bid for him. He's 32 years old, 2.5 stars. He's never getting a game for us. I think £5 million for him is a pretty decent offer. His value was 4.7, so the fact we put him out for transfer for £5 million and got the bid accepted, very happy with that. Also, injuries are just seriously annoying me now. Since the last game, so Bril and Bolo got injured in the game against PSG, out for 1 to 2 days. Then Bartford Bruggen pulled his groin 3 to 4 days. Golovin bruised shin 1 to 3 days. Fofana twisted knee 3 to 5 days. I mean, this is just getting stupid. It really is. We look at the medical centre. We've got the most injuries in the league. I mean, look at this. For the past 2 months, we've been higher than we were last season. And I'm just done with injuries on the Football Manager 24. I really am. Right, let's get into today's game. Like I say, against Osijek in the Europa League. We are going to play Bartford Bruggen in goal because Bobek is not registered and he's also injured anyway. Oh, what's happened here? Go back. There you go. He is able to play. He returns to full training tomorrow. He got the all clear in a fitness test. Golovin is on the bench just in case we need him. But Yusuf Fofana is properly out injured and cannot play. So the team we go with, for Bruggen in goal, Enrique left back, Singo right back, Barashina, Vandenberg in the centre of defence, Mahia in the anchor role in midfield with Musa and Santos in front of him, Bora and Navarro out wide with Mbolo up top. We are starting to get down to the bare minimum at the moment. We've got 3 spots available on the subs bench. And yeah, I probably could bring in some under 21s and whatever else. But if we're being completely honest, they're not likely to play. They're playing a diamond formation, which is quite interesting. Against, or when we was with Tokyo, we done quite well against diamond formations. But this team did beat us 1-0 in a pre-season friendly. Granted, we had quite a few players not available and whatever else. And that almost went in when it had no right to. But yeah, can't underestimate a team that has beaten us in a pre-season friendly. But when you look at where they are in the table, we should be winning this very, very comfortably. Enrique with the corner, and it's gone over the bar. We're getting highlights We're getting opportunities. We just need to take a couple of these opportunities. I'd like to be ahead at half time. That's for certain. We're not actually dominating. Oh, for crying out loud! Oh, I mean, I don't know what to say. We've now got Dorian Cause up front and we need to get goals. I don't know how we're going to do it. He might surprise me, might end up getting a second half hat-trick or something, but this is a terrible result if we end up not beating Osijek. It really is. I'm going to have to give him a bit of a rocket up the backside at half-time, I think, because it's 0-0. I'm not happy. I don't like what I've just seen from this team. Go out there and actually win a game of football. It's so frustrating. I mean, this would be a terrible episode if we end up not winning this game. It really would. The defeat against PSG I can take, but... Oh, we're through. Santos, 10th goal of the season. I think he's actually a top scorer in Ligue 1. And he's given us the lead. It's 1-0. Thankfully, we've got the lead. So I was starting to panic, I have to admit. Again, our wide player... I mean, Boer's actually doing quite well, but Navarro's not having a great game. They've got a corner. Oh, I think they skimmed the top of the bar with that one. Yeah, it's gone down as hitting the woodwork. I mean, this is why I don't like a 1-0 scoreline, because it's far too close for comfort. Right, who have we got that we can bring on? That's the question. I mean, Mahaya's not having a great game, so we bring Puxtas on, swap in with Santos like we did last time. And... I mean, Musa's not having a great game either, but again, we've got nobody to bring on. We've got no central midfielder to really bring on. I mean, we could bring Golovin on rather than playing him out on the left. Let's see if he can do... I mean, I think Enrique needs to come off actually looking at it. But, right, next highlight is with them. I really don't like the way this game's going. Ball into the box. Oh, it's just gone wide. Again, that was far too close for comfort. And I think we're going to have to bring Enrique off because he's very, very tired. And Munoz, who won't be with us for much longer, can come on. I think Navarro will come off and bring Kalala on for him. Dorian Cause not having a particularly good game on a 6.5. But then again, he's not supposed to be in our first team. He's not anywhere near good enough, if we're being completely truthful. We need to have a good youth intake because Monaco are known for having good youth players, but we've not got a great deal to shout about at the moment. Right, here's Singo. Oh, he's giving the ball away. It's cut out by Vandenberg to Andre Santos. Puxtas to Golovin, back to Puxtas. Santos finds Bura. Oh, what are you doing? This is a frustration. The amount of times you get in a position like that, and it's not even on target. Right, Bura with the corner. Can we please just get a second just to put my heart at rest? And Cause took a shot and it went miles wide, but it's obviously taking a deflection because it's a corner. Come on, boys, please. Bura's going to take the corner. Whips it in. I mean, if we end up winning the game, I'm not going to be too bothered that it's only 1-0. We're going to go to a balanced mentality, I think. We've had 9 shots on target, 18, an XG of 3.22, and we're only winning 1-0. 5 minutes of added on time. We're now playing into the 6th, and it's now over. Thank God for that. I mean, I'm very happy we've got this. I mean, I'm not happy, let's be honest, but we'll tell the boys I am happy, bearing in mind the team we've just had out there. I mean, if we just have a quick look at that team, the amount of players we are missing. This is what, a third choice left-sided player. We're missing all of our front three. Brio and Bolo's injured as well. We need to find out what's wrong with him. We're missing Fofana. We had an injured Verbruggen. I mean, I think we've done well to keep a clean sheet, actually. Right, let's have a look at Brio and Bolo. Mould has secured a playoff place. If we have a look actually at the Europa League, we've won and we've dropped down a position. We're in 9th, but we are on 12 points. We are 8 points clear of Shakhtar with only 9 points available. So we should have enough to get through at least into the knockout playoff round thing. And Bril Embolo is out for 2 weeks, and I haven't got a striker to play in his place. I need it to be January so we can play this new youngster. Santos will give a pat on the back to. So there you go. That is it, folks. Right, in terms of what we're going to do next, by the way, in terms of Ligue 1, just to bring you up to date on that as well, we are third in Ligue 1, 32 points. We played PSG on the Friday, so everybody else played after us. So we're in third with 5 points off the top, 6 points away from Marseille, who are in fifth position. But in terms of where we're going to come in next, I think we're going to come back somewhere around here for Lyon and Union Berlin and just get a few games actually under our belt and played. So that will be on Monday. So thank you very much for watching, folks. Hope you all have an amazing weekend with whatever you're doing. Hope the weather's lovely for you. And I'll see you again on Monday. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.